There are moments in life that stand out like vivid brushstrokes on the canvas of memory, moments so powerful that they shape the trajectory of our entire existence. For me, that defining moment came during a sunlit afternoon in the heart of my childhood. The world was simpler then, filled with the kind of wonder that only youth can bring, and every day was an opportunity for discovery. I remember it clearly. The air was thick with the scent of summer grass, and the gentle hum of cicadas created a soundtrack that seemed to echo possibility. My family's modest home sat on the edge of a sprawling field, where wildflowers danced in the breeze and the sky stretched out in an endless expanse of blue. It was here, in this unassuming place, that the seeds of my lifelong passion were quietly sown. On that particular day, I found myself alone, curiosity pulling me toward the old shed at the far end of our yard. It was a place I seldom visited, filled with odds and ends collected over the years. Boxes of forgotten trinkets, dusty tools, and stacks of books whose pages had yellowed with age. My hands brushed over knickknacks and relics, each one whispering stories from the past. But it was a battered cardboard box tucked away in the corner that caught my eye. Inside the box, I discovered a trove of objects that would change my life, a jumble of paints, brushes, and sketch pads that had once belonged to my mother. She had given up painting years before, her creative pursuits sidelined by the demands of family and work. Yet here they were, waiting patiently for someone to bring them back to life. I lifted a sketch pad from the box, its cover frayed but the pages inside untouched, brimming with possibility. With trembling hands, I carried the supplies outside, settling beneath the shade of a sturdy oak tree. The world around me seemed to pause, as if holding its breath for what was to come. I opened the sketch pad and dipped a brush into a pot of paint, watching as the bristles soaked up vibrant color. My first strokes were tentative, uncertain, but as the brush glided across the page, something extraordinary happened. The lines and shapes I created weren't just marks on paper. They were pieces of myself, fragments of imagination brought into the light. As I painted, time slipped away unnoticed. The sun climbed higher, casting golden rays that danced across my work. I painted flowers and butterflies, trees and clouds, each image a reflection of the world as I saw it. With every stroke, I felt an electric thrill of possibility, a sense that anything was achievable if I only dared to try. For the first time, I understood the magic of creation, the joy of transforming a blank canvas into something uniquely my own. That afternoon ignited a spark within me, a passion that would burn brightly for years to come. Painting became my refuge, my means of expression when words failed. Whenever I felt lost or uncertain, I would return to that childhood memory, recalling the way the colors came alive beneath my fingers and the sense of wonder that filled my heart. It was more than a hobby, it was a calling, a promise to myself that I would nurture my creativity no matter where life led me. As I grew older, my passion evolved and expanded, touching every aspect of my life. I sought out art classes at school, eager to learn new techniques and discover the breadth of artistic possibility. Teachers recognized my enthusiasm, encouraging me to experiment with different mediums and styles. Each new challenge was an opportunity to push my boundaries, to see what I could achieve when I let my imagination run free. Art became a bridge between worlds, connecting me to people and places I never could have imagined. I visited galleries and museums, standing in awe before masterpieces that seemed to pulse with life. I found inspiration in the work of others, drawing strength from the knowledge that creativity was a universal language, capable of transcending barriers and forging connections across time and space. In high school, I joined an art club, surrounded by kindred spirits who shared my love for creation. Together, we organized exhibitions and collaborated on projects, our collective energy fueling each individual's growth. I spent countless hours lost in conversation, discussing technique and inspiration, trading sketches and ideas. These friendships, born of shared passion, became some of the most meaningful of my life, reinforcing the lesson I had learned beneath the oak tree all those years before, that art has the power to unite, to heal, and to inspire. Of course, the path was not always smooth. There were moments of doubt, times when my work felt inadequate or my confidence wavered. I faced criticism and setbacks, the inevitable challenges that come with pursuing any dream. Yet through it all, I returned to the memory of that summer afternoon, drawing strength from the knowledge that my passion was rooted in something real and enduring. It was a part of me, woven into the fabric of my being, and nothing could extinguish its flame. As I entered adulthood, my creative journey took on new dimensions. I studied art in college, immersing myself in theory and practice, exploring the intersection of tradition and innovation. I learned to see the world through different eyes, to appreciate the beauty in unexpected places, and to express myself with greater depth and clarity. My work became more complex, reflecting the joys and challenges of life's journey. Eventually, I began to share my art with others, exhibiting in local galleries and teaching workshops to aspiring artists. It was deeply rewarding to witness the spark of inspiration ignite in someone else, to see the same joy I had felt as a child reflected in their eyes. I realized that my passion was not just a personal gift, but something to be shared, a means of encouraging others to embrace their creativity and believe in the power of their own imagination. Looking back, I am filled with gratitude for that childhood memory, for the gentle way it guided me toward my true self. The experience taught me that passion is not something we choose. It chooses us, revealing itself in quiet moments and shaping the course of our lives in ways we could never anticipate. It is the force that drives us to create, to explore, to dream. Today, I continue to paint, my work evolving with each passing year. The world is no longer as simple as it once was, but the wonder remains, the same sense of possibility that filled my heart on that sunlit afternoon so long ago. My passion has become a lifelong companion, a source of joy and meaning that enriches every day. And so I encourage anyone listening to cherish their own memories, to pay attention to the moments that ignite a spark within. For it is in those moments that we discover who we truly are, and in nurturing our passions, we find the courage to live our lives with purpose and creativity.